On my wedding day, just as Prince Ethan lifted my wedding veil, Kathy spat a mouthful of black blood into my face. Sister, I begged you for a prescription because of my headache, but who knew you were poisoning me? I repeatedly promised not to covet Prince Ethan, so why wouldn't you just let me be? Prince Ethan, enraged by the prescription, tore off my wedding crown and demanded a divorce right then and there. General Liam had me bound and taken to the Grim Medical Asylum to be a human test subject for those horrifying Grim doctors. A doctor's oath is to do no harm, but since you disregard human life, you'll pay with your own. Those twisted, grotesque Grim doctors injected me with a venomous potion, turning me into a beauty elixir. A single beauty elixir was worth a fortune and sought after by countless people, but no one knew the cruel methods used to create it. One day, the Grim doctors hurriedly threw clothes on me, stopping the process early. As I left, I overheard Prince Ethan and General Liam talking in the guest room. The last few poison ingredients on that prescription are clearly in Kathy's handwriting, and the blood she spat up was fake, but we still forced Amy to be a human test subject for 3 years. Weren't we too hard on her? I had to do it to marry Kathy smoothly. Seeing her cry so pitifully, what else could I do? Expose her in front of the whole clan? True, Kathy has already suffered a lot because her background isn't as good as Amy's. If people said she lied and hurt others, she would be devastated. Now that Kathy has successfully given birth to Prince Ethan's heir and secured her position as princess, we all feel guilty towards Amy. After we bring her back, we must make it up to her for the rest of her life. Clutching my chest, where bones were visible, I let out a bitter laugh. In that case, just take my ashes away with you. Seeing the two men with their eager expressions, I took 2 steps back in fear. Amy, Prince Ethan, and T. He general have traveled far to bring you home. Go with them and enjoy a life of luxury, old Dr. Grimm said with a fawning smile, hiding a scalpel stained with my blood and flesh. He turned and threatened me in my ear. Don't even think about telling on us. Don't forget, your life is in my hands. Prince Ethan looked me up and down, then scoffed impatiently. Weren't you eagerly waiting for us to take you home these past 3 years? What's with the act now? What, you almost killed Kathy, and now you expect me to beg you to come back nicely? My childhood friend, the young General Liam, chuckled softly beside him. This pretense of yours, you wouldn't still be dreaming of becoming the princess, would you? Forget it. Considering you sincerely tested the medicine for 3 years, I'll be merciful and take you as a concubine. Remember to a deep bow to the princess when you see her in the future. With that, General Liam reached out to grab my wrist without any politeness. But the moment he exerted force, a layer of skin peeled off the back of my hand, and blood dripped onto the ground. Amy, what happened to you? General Liam and Prince Ethan looked shocked, their expressions changing drastically. When I first arrived at Remedy Island, I was locked in a dungeon filled with snakes and rats. These half-human, half-monster old men wanted to use venomous potion on me to completely control me. But I stubbornly bit off 5 of my own teeth, repeatedly forcing out the queen venomous potion from my body. The Grim doctors glared at me fiercely but couldn't do anything. Until a week later, they came with smiling faces, tossing pollen into the water. Seeing my panicked expression, they looked smug. Thanks to Prince Ethan and the general's advice, they said you were naturally strong and had an extraordinary will, but you were born with a pollen allergy and no resistance at all. Little lady, don't struggle. Be a good girl and enjoy bliss with us old men. I was clearly conscious, but completely powerless. I could only watch helplessly as the Grim doctors fished me out, tearing my underwear to shreds. They violated me for 7 days and 7 nights, then fought over devouring half of my chest, inserting a terrifying queen venomous potion in its place to start making medicine. I clung to the last bit of hope, enduring this hellish ordeal for 3 years. All for the sake of clearing my name and seeking justice when the 3-year period was up. But now I realized it was just a trap they had set for me. The Grim doctors thought they could prolong my life with venomous potion, but now even my last bit of spirit was broken. No one realized I only had 3 days left to live. My sister used to practice medicine outside and could easily carry a wounded butcher. Now that she's taken so many precious tonics here, why is she so weak? My cousin Kathy, now dressed in luxurious princess attire, arrived at Prince Ethan's side with her head held high. She grabbed the hand Prince Ethan was reaching out to help me with, looking wronged. I suppose my sister is blaming me for telling Prince Ethan and General Brother that you poisoned me, and resenting me for making you a human test subject for 3 years. But sister, I really didn't mean to. On the day of your wedding to Prince Ethan, I was in so much pain that I was dying. I stopped sister's wedding to Prince Ethan. Sister must hate me in her heart. Kathy's tearful appearance made Prince Ethan feel sorry for her, and he pulled her into his arms, glaring at me. I thought after 3 years, you would have gained some compassion, but I didn't expect that even though we came to pick you up out of kindness, you would still hold a grudge against Kathy. General Liam stepped on my injured hand again, pointing at my nose and yelling, "You were the one who hurt Kathy. And now you want to use this self-pitying trick?" The Sleeping Queen venomous potion was disturbed by the impact, writhing in GNA. Wing at me, causing me to almost faint from the pain. I gave a bitter laugh, my face covered in sweat and tears. Ask yourselves, did I really poison her? Was she really injured on the wedding day? Prince Ethan looked away uncomfortably, but spoke with confidence. Kathy is pure-hearted, unlike you with your malicious intentions. You're the one with the wicked mind, and you want to drag Kathy down with you. General Liam shoved me away with a dark expression. Forget it, it's getting late. We'll take you back tomorrow. Reflect on your actions tonight. I staggered away, hearing the princess's delicate voice behind me. I've heard the peach blossoms here bloom beautifully in March. I'm so glad I finally got to see them. Prince Ethan smiled dotingly. I knew you'd like it, so I specifically chose these days to bring you here. If Kathy wants to stay, can we stay for a few more days? The princess leaned into Prince Ethan's arms with a sweet voice. But Amy's sister must hate this place, and Kathy doesn't want sister to be unhappy. General Liam's tone instantly turned cold. Let her test medicine for a few more days to accumulate good karma. She should be thanking Kathy. Early the next morning, my venomous potion flared up prematurely, like thousands of needles piercing through my flesh. The grim doctors had disappeared, so I could only force myself towards the corpse pool. Kathy said she wanted to eat plum blossom cakes made by you. See how good she is to you, always keeping you, her sister, in her heart. Prince Ethan, emerging from the guest room with the decadent scent of lust unique to aphrodisiacs, looked at me with an expression that took everything for granted. You scared Kathy with your ghostly appearance yesterday, so consider this your apology. The grim medical asylum only used venomous potion to stimulate the most depraved and filthy desires. There were no synthetic drugs like that. They stayed next door to me last night and indulged all night That was why the queen venomous potion in my body, which usually only became aroused at a fixed time in the afternoon, was now uncontrollably manic and agitated. I was trembling, my clothes soaked with sweat, but General Liam blocked my path. Amy Jo, are you listening to us? General Liam looked at Prince Ethan's room with heartache, blocking me with a grim expression. Are you going to make plum blossom cakes now, or do you really want to stay here forever? I was in too much pain to speak, and could only nod repeatedly. Seeing this, General Liam softened his expression, patting my head with a smile. Good Amy, don't worry, of course we'll take you away from here. He stopped, looking at the sweat on his hand with confusion. Why are you sweating so much? Do you have a fever? By this point, I could no longer endure the pain of the venomous potion devouring me. I pushed him away and jumped straight into the corpse pool in front of the courtyard without even taking off my clothes. What are you doing? Are you crazy? Amidst the shocked gazes of Prince Ethan and General Liam, I closed my eyes, a look of ecstasy on my face, reveling in the putrid water teeming with maggots. The countless creatures in the pool greedily covered everything below my neck. The extreme pain brought extreme pleasure, and I was completely immersed in it, forgetting everything around me. Amy, get out of there! Prince Ethan roared, his eyes wide with fury. Weren't you always so clean? You used to carefully wipe away even a speck of dust from my clothes. Why are you torturing yourself like this? General Liam threw down his sword, reaching out to me with trembling hands. You can tell us what's bothering you. Amy, be good, we'll leave right away, we'll leave this place right away, okay? At this moment, Kathy ran out of the room with a face full of tears, about to jump into the pool. It's all my fault, it's all because of me that sister became like this. I secretly gave the grim doctors a lot of money, repeatedly instructing them not to actually hurt sister. But I really didn't know it was just testing a few medicines. How could sister become like this living corpse? Prince Ethan quickly grabbed Kathy's slender waist, pulling her back from the edge of the pool with lingering fear. The way he looked at me was like a poisoned dagger. After all these years, Amy Jo, your scheming has become so deep. You actually want to use this self-harming method to drive Kathy away. General Liam stared at me with a ferocious expression as I reveled in the pool, and said quietly, "All right, so you like to pretend? I'll see how long you can keep it up." I eased the pain a little, and when I regained consciousness, I saw General Liam circling behind me with a sneer. An alarm went off in my head, and I said in a trembling voice, "What are you going to do?" He smiled sinisterly and pressed my head straight down. "I knew you were acting." Seeing that I hadn't moved for a long time, General Liam felt a little panicked. He pulled me out. They looked in shock as the insects all receded from my body. The queen venomous potion on my body was the most terrifying venomous potion in the entire Grim Medical Asylum. Once it took root in a person's body, it would cling to the host until the host was completely drained of bone marrow and turned into a pool of black water. On the day I was sprinkled with pollen, the grim doctors fed this queen venomous potion to my chest. "Little girl, this venomous potion was specially given to you by the princess. I've lived for 70 years and have never seen such a treasure. I heard that this venomous potion can magnify the pain of the flesh tenfold, but it can also congeal the blood, so that people don't lose blood too quickly and can live longer. You should really thank the princess for using such a good thing on you." "Thank her? I wish I could kill her right now." Kathy pretended to be uneasy and hid behind Prince Ethan. But the viciousness in her eyes was appalling. "It's your fault, it's you?" I choked out pus and water, and tremblingly tried to raise my hand to point at her. But General Liam pulled me into his arms. "Amy, don't move. As long as I know who turned you into this, I will definitely skin them alive." Prince Ethan couldn't bear to look, his forehead veins bulging, and he shouted, "Come on. Immediately bring those grim doctors here for questioning. Didn't we say to just let you test the medicine? I want to ask them what they did to you." The grim doctors were escorted to their knees one by one, kowtowing and begging for mercy with tears streaming down their faces. "We know we were wrong. Please have mercy, please have mercy." Seeing them so guilty, Prince Ethan's face turned pale, and his voice trembled involuntarily. "Tell me, what did you do to Amy?" The oldest grim doctor rolled his muddy eyes, glanced at me sideways, and secretly activated the venomous potion in my body. "It was Miss Amy. She is naturally promiscuous, and when she came here, she wanted to do those things with us old men. We really had no choice, and we didn't dare to hurt her, so we could only use evil things to temporarily suppress the poison in Miss Amy's body." Prince Ethan couldn't listen anymore. He shook off Kathy, stepped forward and strangled the old man's throat. "Presumptuous! Don't slander Amy's innocence." General Liam's temples were throbbing, and he pierced the old man's shoulder with a sword. "Amy has always adhered to etiquette since she was a child, and she pays great attention to women's conduct. How could she have taken a fancy to you old men, and how could she want to?" But before he could finish speaking, I suddenly let out a charming, boneless moan in General Liam's arms. I watched helplessly as I put on a lowly, seductive posture, begging those disgusting old men for pleasure. "Amy!" Prince Ethan and General Liam's pupils dilated, looking at me in disbelief. Kathy's sad sobs rang out behind me. "It seems that sister was just pretending to be pure and innocent from the beginning. You are too naive to be deceived by her appearance." Prince Ethan's face was as cold as ice, and a terrifying murderous intent rolled in his dark eyes. "Do you still remember that you were once the most famous female doctor in Royal Crest? Where did that Amy Jo who didn't eat the fireworks of the world and was admired by everyone go?" General Liam held a long sword across my neck, his expression full of pain. "Enough! Stop it! Amy Jo, don't ruin my last bit of hope for you." The old man was afraid that the long sword would hurt him, so he hurriedly stopped the agitated venomous potion. I collapsed to the ground, and as Prince Ethan and General Liam were about to help me, they heard a crash sound. Kathy's medicine bottle fell to the ground with a crisp sound. A dozen beauty elixir worth of fortune and hard to find fell on the ground. Even though they were covered in dirty, salty mud, they still exuded a strange fragrance. My pupils suddenly shrank, and the terrifying memories of being tortured by the grim doctors day and night with blood and flesh instantly surged into my mind. Ah! I'm sorry, the pills that sister worked so hard to make in this grim medical asylum were dirted by me. I'm sorry, sister, I really didn't mean to. Don't be angry, okay? Kathy's eyes turned red instantly, and she reached out to pick it up in front of Prince Ethan. Prince Ethan protected her, contemptuously stepped on the pill, and crushed it hard. It's just a few pills. Kathy, why do you have to be so humble? They're already dirty, just let her make them again. Kathy leaned shyly on Prince Ethan's chest, her eyes full of mockery and triumph as she looked at me. Prince Ethan said it easily, but he and General Liam didn't know how cruel the process of making beauty elixir was. The medicinal materials must first be soaked in a medicine jar for 20 days until the bones are soft, and then the newly grown and most tender part of the medicinal material must be cut off alive with a scalpel. Only a few beauty elixir can be obtained from one careful production. Kathy wanted to deliberately humiliate me, but she didn't know. This month's medicine has not grown well yet. The grim doctor was shocked and sweating profusely, reporting to the princess, "This medicine is not ready yet, we have to wait some time? If you don't have it, make it now." Prince Ethan stroked Kathy's face with pity, looking coldly at me, who was shrinking into a ball in pain on the ground. "It's just a pill, why is it so precious that it can't be made now? Didn't you come here specifically to make medicine? As long as Kathy is happy, I will spend as much money as it takes. If you make the medicine differently from before, I want all of you to bring your heads to see me." I lay on the ground, my eyes full of tears. It was ridiculous, he actually thought that this was medicine that could be made with money. This is medicine made by taking my life. The power of the venomous potion had not dissipated, and the guards drove me and the old man, who had no power to resist, together to the pharmacy. Kathy had already turned pale with fright, and hurriedly stopped the guards. "It's okay, Kathy doesn't want to take any strange bitter medicine now, so I won't bother sister to help me make medicine." Prince Ethan pinched her face and shook his head with a smile. "Good Kathy, what's wrong with asking her to make a few pills for you? You are now the infinitely beautiful princess, and she is no longer a famous female doctor, you don't need to look at her face like this at all." General Liam suddenly blocked the guard's path. "Don't go!" He leaned down and gently wiped the tears from my face with his sleeve. I looked at him brokenly. "Take good care of Kathy's medicine, if you dare to do anything, I will let you die here today." "Heh, so that's it." Looking at the murderous intent in his eyes, I nodded blankly. "You don't have to do it, I will die here today." I have been continuously taking the flesh from my heart for 3 years, and I was already hanging on my last breath. Now, if I forcibly cut the meat before the time, even the venomous potion will be unable to return to heaven. The grim doctors were overwhelmed and piecing me together, busy for a while. But Prince Ethan couldn't wait, and kicked down the pharmacy. "Does it take so long to boil medicine for Kathy?" "Humph, if I find out that you are lazy?" General Liam's long sword made a harsh, ghostly sound outside the medicine room. "I think you're doing it on purpose, you just don't want Kathy to be well. Since you are so disobedient, I have to teach you a good lesson." I turned around blankly. In the suddenly stiffened eyes of the two, I revealed my skeletal upper body. My voice was hoarse and apologetic. "Do you want to take medicine too?" "I'm sorry, but I really don't have any." "What are you doing?" General Liam's body trembled and shuddered, and the sword bestowed by the Emperor flew straight towards me. The grim doctor closest to me who was holding the knife screamed and fell down. Warm blood splattered on my face, and before I could react, Prince Ethan hugged me in his arms. He looked at the huge, red and contented queen venomous potion on my body, his face twisted, and his voice trembling. "Amy, what did they do to you?" I looked at Prince Ethan's painful face in confusion, and squeezed out a few syllables with both pain and laughter, testing the medicine. "I am the beauty elixir that Kathy ate." Prince Ethan and General Liam's faces instantly turned pale. They didn't dare to look me in the eyes anymore, and just shook their heads in pain. No, it's not like this. Amy, we just wanted you to try a few herbs. We never thought of really hurting you. Is that so? When I was locked up in this grim medical asylum for the 3rd month, they suddenly brought Kathy to see me. I almost went crazy, broke my head and begged them to take me away, but Prince Ethan slapped my hand hard. Kathy feels sorry for you and says you must have realized your mistake, so let us come and see you. I didn't expect you to not atone for your sins as a human test subject, but you are still unrepentant. General Liam raised my chin, looking at my face that had become pale and bloodless from being bitten by the venomous potion day and night. He clicked his tongue impatiently. You came to be a human test subject and still keep your skin so delicate. What are these grim doctors doing? They ordered that the grim doctors must carefully and seriously test the medicine on me every day. Otherwise, everyone in the grim medical asylum would be killed. From then on, the grim medical asylum became my hell. What is this smell? A strange meaty aroma filled the room. I watched General Liam frown and open the medicine pot, silently twitching the corners of my mouth. The next second, he looked horrified, hurriedly overturned the medicine pot, and vomited non-stop. Oh, so he saw that. When General Liam was kidnapped by human traffickers when he was a child, I tried my best to save him, but the human traffickers used red-hot tongs to burn him on the chest. At this time, Prince Ethan looked at General Liam's reaction and peeked in doubt. Who allowed you to use Amy's body to make medicine? You grim doctors are so bold. Prince Ethan strangled the grim doctor's neck tightly, his expression almost frantic. You conscienceless bastards. How dare you hurt Amy like this? I'll kill you. General Liam was red-eyed with killing, and swung his sword at the grim doctors who were scurrying around. Master, please spare our lives. We were all forced. The oldest grim doctor knelt in front of General Liam, knocking his head until it was bloody, no longer having the arrogance of trampling on me at will. It's the princess. It was she who gave us this venomous potion and threatened us that we must put it on Miss Amy. She also said that she wanted to beautify her face and let us use Miss Amy's body to make medicine for her. Otherwise, she said that she had Prince Ethan and the general to support her, and it would be easy to take our lives. We were also forced to do so. General Liam's long sword was across the grim doctor's old neck, his eyes gloomy. You said Kathy ordered you to do it? She wanted to kill Amy? Prince Ethan rushed over and kicked the grim doctor over, and picked up a kitchen knife to chop off his head. Impossible! Kathy is kind-hearted, how could she do such a vicious thing? It's obviously you grim doctors who are vicious, don't try to drag Kathy into this. Seeing that their lives were in danger, the grim doctors kowtowed like garlic, echoing each other. What I said is true, there are letters from many years in the warehouse as proof, as well as the antiques and treasures bestowed on us by the princess. Please give justice, master. General Liam snatched the knife from Prince Ethan and immediately ordered people to investigate. If there is half a lie, none of you will get out of this room today. At this time, the venomous potion on my body curiously poked its head out of my neck and looked around, and General Liam reached out to pull this disgusting thing off me. Master, don't move! The grim doctor shouted in fright. The venomous potion has already recognized its owner. If you forcibly pull it out, Miss Amy will bleed to death immediately. General Liam's eyes were red, and he carefully protected me in his arms. Amy, how much suffering have you endured these 3 years? Don't worry, I will take you away from here today, and I will accompany you wherever you want to go in the future, okay? Prince Ethan staggered and leaned against the door, his expression dazed. Impossible, Kathy is not such a person. Kathy has always admired her good sister so much since she was a child. How could she hurt her? Looking at the boxes of rare treasures that Prince Ethan and General Liam had searched for from all over the world for Kathy, were carried up from the grim doctor's accounting room by the guards. The faces of Prince Ethan and the general were already covered with dark clouds. And after reading the thick stack of letters, they looked at each other, and their eyes burst out with monstrous murderous intent. Bold! I am the princess! How dare you slaves stop me? Prince Ethan brother, Kathy doesn't want to eat that inexplicable bitter medicine anymore. The weather is so good, let's go outside to enjoy the flowers, okay? Kathy's extremely nervous and uneasy voice sounded outside the door at this time. Amy, sister, how can they treat you like this? Kathy entered the pharmacy, saw me covered in blood, and then saw the grim doctors kneeling on the ground shivering. She instantly understood the situation, and pretended to be sad and indignant, speaking out for me. You wicked old men, sister came here to test medicine to accumulate blessings for herself, but you tortured sister like this. Kathy wanted to pull Prince Ethan, but Prince Ethan looked at her with a gloomy face and didn't even look at her. Her tears immediately fell down. Prince Ethan, brother, I really can't stand to see sister being bullied like this. Kathy will vent this anger for sister today. As she spoke, she pulled out the golden hairpin on her head and stabbed it fiercely at the leading old man. How long do you want to pretend? General Liam couldn't bear it anymore, and threw the sharp long sword towards her. The hairpin in Kathy's hand was knocked off. She covered her bleeding hand in disbelief, and fell on the dirty floor. Did you think that Kathy asked the grim doctors to bully sister? How can you misunderstand Kathy like this? Translation error for segment 2, 500, model API error, 500.